Today we are having a look at both-footed footballers and analysing why it's so important. Being both-footed is all about making the most of your opportunities. When you're playing, opportunities come around and you've got to grasp them with both hands. However, there are times when we're playing where these opportunities are turned down, and that can purely be because we are not confident using our other foot. Being both-footed helps players maximise their opportunities, and we see this often in a game where a player has a chance to shoot, but they're unwilling to do so on that weaker foot. So for instance here, the player's on the left side, and all they need to do is get the ball out of their feet, away from the covering defender, and finish in the bottom corner across the goalkeeper. But what we see quite often are players cutting back inside onto their stronger foot, which is then allowing the defender to get in the way and potentially block that shot. It means that it takes a bit longer for the player to shoot, and it also allows the goalkeeper to steady themselves and the defender to get in a better position. If you maximise your opportunities with both feet, you can score more goals. Top players like Kevin De Bruyne have the fantastic ability to do great things with both feet. Mason Greenwood, up and coming, is most comfortable striking the ball on goal, and he can do that with both feet. But the best of all, in my opinion, is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, these players have taken a while to become both-footed, and if you want to become both-footed, there's some steps that you need to take, and we'll have a look at what they are. Using ball mastery is one of the best places to start to develop your weaker foot, and we can do that here with these 5 exercises. So start off by just using the drag and push. What you want to do is get grip on the ball and move it forwards and backwards. And then the next step would be moving it with the out and in touches, moving the ball away from your body and bringing it back in. If we can develop the ability to shift it using the inside, outside and the studs while keeping it under control, you're really going to help develop your game, building the foundations of your ability on that weaker side while improving the speed, quality on the ball, the technique and coordination. If we can then develop a little bit more speed as we're improving, we're going to really help improve ourselves. So again, keep rolling the ball, keep taking different touches on the outside of the boot, the inside of the boot, but focus on the quality. And once you have that quality, improve the speed. But this is going to be great for helping your weaker side. Developing these closer control areas is fantastic, and what we want to then do is progress on to developing the first touch and passing. Players like Jack Grealish, James Maddison and Phil Foden are all fantastic in these close control areas, but they're also comfortable in receiving the ball on both feet and moving it on. And these are what are the foundations of developing both-footed players. And you can practice just this by using a ball and a wall. Developing this close control and the foundations of the touches on that weaker side is really important, and we see this quite often in the game where the ball gets played into a central player or even a player out wide. But in this situation here, the ball gets played into the midfielder. If the midfielder is comfortable only on their right foot, that first touch quite regularly goes back in the direction of the right hand side, which is actually starting to push the ball back into the congested areas of the pitch. Now, as we can see as we look across to the left-hand side of the pitch, there's actually 3 spare players, and that's 3 options for that midfielder. If that midfielder isn't comfortable in using that left foot to open up the play and play out wide or short into their other midfield partner, or even forwards into the attacker, then they're not maximising their opportunities. They're playing it safe, going back in the direction of which they've come, which only creates a bit more pressure for the team. So get comfortable in taking a good first touch and being able to manipulate the ball. We want to maximise the opportunities by being able to play to the left or to the right equally as comfortably. But at the same time, we also need to develop the ability to go both ways when we have possession of the ball. So here, if the ball gets played out to the winger from that central midfield position, we want the winger to feel comfortable in being able to dribble to the right or the left side of that fullback. Here, if we were to just go down the line the whole time, the fullback would know what was going to happen. But if we can make that driving run in towards the goal, it makes it a really tricky job for that fullback to see what you're going to do and predict what you're going to do. The best players are unpredictable, and that fullback, if they know what you're going to do and drive down the line, they'll get themselves in a better position to cover you. Whereas if every now and again you're comfortable in cutting inside onto that other foot, it's then going to make the game a lot more harder for that fullback and less predictable. So we want to develop the ability to go to both sides of that defender. Developing this ability to be well balanced is absolutely key to any player, and that all comes from working on the foundations, the ball mastery, the close control and the first touch. And those best players are able to go to the left and the right side equally, just like Cristiano Ronaldo. It's very rare that he will turn away from a shot on his weaker side, which is his left foot. But once we do develop the foundations, we want to then go on the larger techniques, developing the passing over distance and then the crossing and shooting, so that we can finish plays, we can take opportunities and potentially get in positions to score more goals or create more goals. Again, that element of unpredictability and having that ability to go to the left or to the right is really key when you get put into one of these shooting positions. So our striker here will be on the ball with the defender, getting nice and tight. Typically the defender will try and put you on the weakest foot or force you away from goal. And as we can see here, the defender is trying to force the attacking player into a wide area, so it makes the shot difficult. But if you're that attacking player, have the confidence to be able to burst into that space they're forcing you and take that shot on. Or, potentially with a little bit of skill, cut inside and get your shot away on the other foot. That unpredictability and that talent in going to one side or the other is really, really good and very beneficial for any attacking player. Becoming both-footed takes a lot of time and it will have or include a lot of practice. But it's definitely worth it if you put the time and effort into it, and it can really help your game. Just remember, each mistake you make in your training is one step closer to getting it right. So persevere, keep going, and then you'll see some really good benefits of being both-footed. You don't have to be the best on your weaker foot, but have that ability to be able to use it and go either side of the defender whenever you want. These top players can all do that, and you can too if you aim to develop your game. Thanks for watching, guys. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next time.